Hello everyone. Big news today. I have finally, and hold your applause until the end, I have finally finished my finals. I know, after 20 years of being in college, I have finally successfully completely, uh, you know, finished my last finals of college and I'm going to graduate. It is super thrilling, and you may clap now. You may clap now that I'm done killing zombies. Here, I'll even, there we go. But sarcasm aside, we really need to find this. We really need to find this stronghold. Hopefully we dig right into the portal room. But until then, I'll probably just start by lighting things up. But of course, passing my last final, or at least I hope I did. It would be kind of miserable if I didn't. But I'm sure that I did pretty well on it. Okay, there's a skeleton too. But to celebrate, ooh, a mine shaft, very interesting. To celebrate, I was like, you know what? I haven't eaten this morning. I haven't eaten anything, and I'm running on empty. So you know what I'll do? I'll walk to whatever restaurant I feel like, and I'll get myself a good lunch. And so I'm walking, right? And I look in my phone because, well, I have a phone case, and I keep the money in my phone case. And, like, I look in it, I see a 20, and then I remember, like, oh yeah, I think I put $40 in here. So, oh, that was a caver, bro. That could have been really good. Could still be really bad. I have no idea what's down here. I look in my phone case. I'm like, okay, I got $40. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go down here. Ooh, it's just a spawner. You know what? I'm gonna try to block this off as quickly as I can here, so this doesn't give me any trouble. It's still gonna give me a lot of trouble. I know it is. But let's just keep looking, shall we? I think I have $40. I walk on down. I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling pizza. I'm feeling pizza, but not a pizza that gets cooked and I want to eat. I want a pizza that I get myself and I take home and cook in my own oven. Which I know that sounds weird, and I'll get to that later, don't worry, but so I head to the pizza assembly store, which is what I'm gonna call it because I'm not gonna give them free advertising. And I walk in the pizza assembly store. There's no one in there. The floor's a bit dirty, which I mean, it's the pizza assembly factory floor, they're getting stuff done in there, so of course they don't have time to, sweep the floor, keep it clean. They gotta make those pizzas. But yeah, I'm the only guy in there, and this person from the this worker from the back comes up to the front desk and is like, "Hey, can I take your order?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, sure." And I go up there, naive, thinking that I'm easily going to be able to make my order. They got so many different pizzas. So I was like, okay, well, what's your best deal? What's your best deal? Because I don't want to get ripped off here. I'm looking at the menu. The pizzas are a bit expensive. I'm just really trying to look for stone bricks here. Any stone bricks? I think I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna have to use another eye vendor. Eventually, they talk and they're like, "Oh yeah, we have this pizza that's on sale. It's like I don't even remember what it was. It was like sausage, pepperoni, mushrooms. I know those of you that don't like mushrooms, you're probably like, oh, mushrooms. Why would you get mushrooms? Like you should try it one time, okay? Like mushrooms are really good. But yeah, I don't even know. Like it was just such a weird atmosphere. Such a weird atmosphere. You, I mean, you'd really think. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to find this stronghold. I'm not just gonna meander any longer. So I'm probably just gonna jump cut when I find the stronghold. Capture. What the actual heck? Did I just mine down? Oh yeah, I did create like a separate little channel. That's right. The only concern is I don't think it can spawn this deep. Let me peek that right there. I just don't think it can spawn this deep. Yes, it can. Nope, it can. Okay, found the stronghold. Finally, geez Louise. I didn't think it could spawn this low, but I mean, here we are, and here it is. So, congratulations. Let's try and see if we could just drop into the spawner room. Really tempted to just drop down right here. Although, yeah, that would be a big, brutal mistake. Let's hope no more silverfish spawn from that. But, oh, geez, what was I even talking about? Oh, yeah, the pizza. So, I'm there, no one else is there. I end up ordering like this sausage pepperoni pizza. I get the pizza after around 5 minutes waiting. It was actually pretty quick. But they just hand you this pizza on a big floppy like paper pan, and I'm still not saying the name, but if you know, you know. If you know, you know. It's basically something like you can't one-hand it. If you one-hand it, your pizza's just gonna flop out the side, and all your toppings are gonna be on the ground, and uh, you're gonna be sad. You're gonna be very, very sad. But the only thing that's really sort of preventing that is this like thin layer of plastic wrap that is graciously, bestowed upon the top of the pizza, such that if you do end up giving a little bend, like a strong man, then it's not going to completely, three. That's a bit crazy, ain't it? Oh, multiple silverfish. Try not to summon more, although I think that's ultimately going to be inevitable. But of course, I didn't drive there. I just walked there. So on the way back to where I'm currently residing, I'm basically just carrying this massive pizza. The people are seeing this pedestrian just walking along the street with a sausage and pepperoni pizza. And they probably thought I was weird, and then they saw me, and then they're like, oh, okay, clearly there's just something wrong with this guy. And then they kept moving along, which is nice because, I, okay, I'm gonna be a bit honest. I think I'm pretty autistic. So, and I think I do look the part as well. So when people see me, like doing something out of the ordinary, if they don't see my face first, they're like, "Oh, what the heck is this guy doing?" And then they see my face and they're like, "Oh, okay. Oh, okay. He's one of those people." As much as it pains me to, like admit that out loud, I mean, that's just kind of how it is. Ooh, diamonds. Don't mind if I do, unless there's something over here trying to get me. No, there isn't. I'm just messing with you. But as I'm going home, I see like God, geez, how to even describe it? It was so absurd. There's like uh, this tiny like object like zooming towards me at like 30 miles per hour. And at first I'm like, oh, okay, there's a lot of squirrels on campus. I'm honestly pretty used to this. I hear the silverfish. But then I do like, I focus in, I get both eyes on the same target. I focus. And it's this guy riding towards me on what has to be the single smallest motorcycle I think I've ever seen. It was like 1 foot tall, by 6 inches wide, by 2 feet long at the most. And he's riding towards me with this big smile on his face. And then I realize who it is. Oh, this is my friend. This is my friend. I didn't realize it was him because of the absurd circumstances in which he had, you know, approached me. Like, oh, I didn't expect you to be on the small motorcycle. But then I remembered he had done that before. He had ridden up on me in on a slightly larger motorcycle. I suppose it was the slight decrease in form factor that really got to me there. But of course, I see him in his comically small scooter. He sees me with my comically large pizza that I'm holding with both hands like it's my newborn child, and he's like, "Hey man, you want to ride my scooter?" I'm like, "Sure." Of course, he was gracious enough to offer to carry the pizza that I was holding while I went for a ride on the scooter, and oh my goodness, when I tell you that riding that scooter was one of the most terrifying things of my life because it was when I tell you this thing was tiny, it was like you may as well have put me in a rainbow wig with a powdered makeup and a red nose because I looked like an actual clown riding that thing. The there were foot pegs on it to put your feet on. The motorcycle was so small I couldn't wrap my legs around. I could not wrap my legs around to freaking like sit comfortably on it. I had to put my legs in front of me. I had to put my legs in front of me to freaking ride this thing. And it was ridiculous. It was absurd. Here it is. The big portal ring. I'm not gonna even bother with that. The spawner. Nor am I going to bother with necessarily, what is it? Putting bed here because I only have 7 eyes, and I'm gonna have to go back to the Nether. Actually, I think we would have had to. Well, no, if I had kept the 2 eyes, uh, then I could have did this regardless. But I think honestly, this is great. This is a great spot. Uh, but yeah, and then like when I was riding the freaking scooter, of course, like at first I was like, oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna rip it into the parking lot and max speed. And then I saw all the trucks there, and today's also like it's final, so everyone's moving out. And I thought to myself, if I go full speed out into this parking lot, there's a very solid chance that a car is gonna pull out and it's gonna flatten me into a pancake. Thankfully, I had that foresight because I think I saw a car, like just as I would have been out there, back out. So very good, what do you call it? Premonition on my end. Gonna give myself a pat on the back for that one. But I ripped it a couple of times down the sidewalk, and it's like super freaking fun. It, I looked like a fool. It was terrifying, but at the end of the day, it was super fun. And I gotta give a big shout out to my friend for letting me do that. Of course, I'm not gonna drop names because information privacy is of the utmost importance. Because in case you didn't know, I'm a secret CIA agent. Probably shouldn't have said that, but I am. And to be honest, you're only gonna get so much out of me, even if you tied me down to a waterboarding table and you waterboarded me. But honestly, I think that's a good place to call it. We found the portal. Probably gonna dig up to the surface off camera because I don't want to do that on camera. That's pretty boring. But if you watch to the end, I mean, I really appreciate it. Uh, I'd also really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. And there's been This has been, I suppose I should name drop. This has been goblinmaxxer, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.